custom made and guaranteed.
Hey there LEGO Legends, it's Ryan, Season 3 finalist of LEGO Masters Australia. I hope you still remember me. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of How Did You Build That? This YouTube channel is dedicated to the mechanisms and the techniques that we used on LEGO Masters to build some of those fantastic creations, but more so how they work so that you can actually use them in your own models. I've already lined up a few interviews with people from our season, and I've also got a few lined up from other seasons and international, so I'm really looking forward to doing those interviews. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can keep up to date when I produce new content. Special thanks to Phil Buckle for allowing us to use that awesome title track custom made. Fits right in, doesn't it? Alright, today's episode we're going to be looking at the first section of the Titanic build. It is a massive build. I'm having to break this video down to 3 sections simply so I can actually upload some content. It has so many details and I can't wait to show you some of my favourite features that they've used so far in this build. Another big shout out to Legoland Discovery Centre for giving me a hand to get this so quickly, and I'm so sorry that it's taken me this long to get this content done for you. Alright, so I'm about to dive into this Titanic build. Like, it just feels ridiculously massive. We've got 12 bags just for the first box. I build a lot of mocks. I'm still amazed at the geometry. I'm on step 11, and I'm already impressed. There was this trend a little while ago where people would make the UCS Star Wars sets out of their mixed bricks. But that's what I feel like I've just started to do the framework of, a multicoloured Super Star Destroyer. You've got the loop to go around the minifig neck, and it's got the stud on the back. And they're being used over these, the newer round 1x2s, the holes in them, so they've got the windows. The glorious maths of these backpacks means that plate stud line is exactly level. It's pretty amazing. So I've just finished bag 6, and I have to say this is the most annoying part of this build so far. You're basically just building all these little interiors that really, they're just not going to be seen. Whilst I'm sure there's some mega Titanic fans out there that would really appreciate all this extra detail, I just feel that the scale doesn't lend itself particularly well to those details. If I decide to keep this, I'm probably ripping out that interior and putting those parts in my collection. The pool's cute though. Did like the engines though. Overly complex for what they ended up looking like. I love these parts. I don't know why I love them so much. It's a 1x2 plate with a 2x2 tile stuck on it. They're completely flush. It's just a very, very slick finish. Okay, so another cool part highlight. These shields, I don't know if it's really necessary in this, but it's allowed us to make a section separate to the build that then slots beautifully into the side like so. Alright, so I've just finished bag 9 and this thing is coming together sweet as, like it is so good. So this is the bridge and the whole thing is built this way, basically that's the way the studs go. And these are all on brackets, but of course when it's twisted it becomes the roof. And then when it sits in here, those poles just rest inside those larger panels. But the coolest part are these 1x4 panels that are hinged on a little Technic plate, but then the wing plate snugly fits in there and touches up against it. The funnel was a joy to build. One pin holds it together. This is worth a mention. These little hinge plates are the trapdoor tops, but this is a really nice use. I was wondering how they're going to do this, and this just slides into place snugly and just goes click, click, and click. There are parts of this build I found a little bit frustrating. It's very tiny little parts, and some bits are a little bit repetitive. Thankfully, it changes quickly enough that you don't get bored doing the same thing. I've smiled so many times building this. Just like, that's cool. That's a neat part usage. That's a really clever way of doing that. Wow. This is the first box of 3 down, and all I can say is I am so impressed. Like, seriously, this is an impressive build on every level. Look, I'm a train guy, and I'm gonna really upset all my train mates when I say that this is the best set I've built so far. And I've only built a third of it. I wanted to thank the Legoland Discovery Centre down there in Chadstone once again for this great opportunity to be able to review this set. So it has been a couple of weeks since my last video. I guess that's busy family life and the life of a teacher at the end of the year. And I've also got another really exciting project on the go, but I'll have to keep you posted on that one. Anyway, stay tuned, please subscribe. I promise I will get these out as quickly as I possibly can, and don't forget there's some more very different builds coming up on how did you build that. That's a funny thing about TV. You wear the same shirt, everybody thinks you did 17 hours in one day. The haircut, however, a bit harder to disguise. A lot of people go, oh my god, my kid is amazing, they can, they're 7 years old, they can do 14 plus sets. Do you know what? Save this one. I'm sure that my daughter Charlotte could have a good go at this, but it'll spoil every other friend's set or whatever else she's remotely interested in. She's going, yeah, but it's not as cool as the Titanic.
Come to me, my work is custom made.